Hey guys, Rod from the Off-Grid Tiny House. It is now 80 degrees. There's the time temps. This stove is working el awesome-o. Okay, I had to restart it at first because I didn't have enough stuff going. But this thing is radiating heat like a mother. We're gonna put the old thermal camera on here. And to make things easier, let me, oh wow, 500 degrees. What's the elbow doing? 300, or close to it. The barrel is a beast, guys. It is throwing heat like a mother. Check the back of this thing. 300. Now what I'm gonna do is, since it's doing awesome, I'm gonna damp down the front dampers there. Let's see what the front looks like. 175, 180. Cooler at the bottom. Yeah, let's take the FLIR camera down here at the bottom of the stove and take a look at the base. 180. It's probably where the sand is, guys. You know, what's the cement doing? It's sitting at 82 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to damp this down a tad, just a tad, to slow up the rate of the fire. And then I gotta shut the light off this camera so I can get better footage of this. But this thing is working so good, guys, it's unbelievable. My dad was here. We had a little visit. He checked out my the rest of the work here on the stove, and he was super impressed. He was like, wow. So I just got little things to do, like touching up some of the black paint that got off and stuff like that. But other than that, you know, that's what we're dealing with. I can feel back here the heat radiating from this barrel. It is sweet. It radiates so well, as opposed to, you know, a square box, right? The old timers who came up with this, man, they were smart cookies, I'll tell you what. And now guys, that I paid for all the venting and all that fun stuff, that's the most expensive part of this. Barrels are inexpensive. I can reuse the same kit over and over on new barrels if I have to. And I don't plan on burning this barrel through. That's why I damp down the oxygen level for the stove. And what that does is the fire burns slower with less intensity, less heat, and for longer. And that's kind of what you want on your first burn off. You don't want to go have raging. I had a little rager for about 15 minutes or so, then I damped it down. You guys saw that. And just let it slowly cure and cook up. Now this paint's been on this barrel for about 2 weeks or so, as is, so I'm sure it's cured good, but now adding the heat factor to it, it should definitely be done. I just want to make sure it is. And back here I have windows open here, here, and in the bathroom. I didn't open this one or my bedroom window because of the smoke on this side. You can see it out there occasionally. There's some smoke. You get puffs of it every once in a while. You can see it there. Yeah, there you go. Smoked out. But this is the very first fire, guys, for the... Oh, she's really smoking there. very first fire for this barrel stove, and she's puffing it out. Let me open the door actually and see. Show you guys. Oh, she's cooking. Got some nasty ass wood in there, that's why probably. Yeah, that's really dirty. Whew. But let it do its thing here. So yeah, so that is awesome sauce, guys. That's a lot of work done finally. Big, huge project for the Off-Grid Tiny House. This stove now, guys, will keep me, you know, very cozy in the wintertime, all season now, especially here in Canada. So we have the ultimate heater, and we're getting we're trying to get more self-sufficient here at the Off-Grid Tiny House. So originally, guys, I had a propane fireplace that worked great, but as things in the world progressed, who knows if I could ever get propane to fuel this thing and use it, and then it's just a paperweight, right? So we went ahead and invested money into building a DIY 55-gallon drum barrel stove for the Off-Grid Tiny House, and I'm standing back here, guys, and I'm getting blasted with radiant heat. Unbelievable. And because it's a cylinder, the heat radiates evenly in a circle or a sphere shape, and all I used was cement board on the floor and the wall, and I can also put some fans around this thing. Whoa. Oh, I know that noise. Guess what that is, guys? And I knew that was going to be trouble. The heat pouring off the back ass of the barrel is warping. You can feel the heat, see? It's warping this crappy aluminum skin I put on here. But this whole thing's going. That way it opens up the whole area to the tiny house so the heat can travel. My elliptical probably will be moved somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure, but it's probably going to be moved. Probably over here, something like that. We'll figure it out someday. But for today, this was sweet. I got the main project done. And that's a whole hell of a lot here. So I'm loving that. And let's open up the door and just see what it's doing. You can see some flame in there already. Whoa, dude, we got a rager. And I got a whole shit ton of smoke that just came in the tiny house. So let's dial that down to like a hair. Just a tiny hair going in there. Now my damper, or my gasket, it's working quite well. Keeps the air only coming in from a certain spot there. So, like I said, guys, now with this barrel stove, this is the really cool thing. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time cutting your wood into certain lengths and thicknesses and stuff like that, because you can fit a whole ton of huge logs in this thing and it will do the job. Now I put in a handful of garbage lumber because I don't have any good seasoned lumber yet, but guys, I'm being cooked out literally right now. We've raised it a couple degrees already, 82.3. Okay, now this place, I don't know how humid it is. It's okay, we're 50% humidity, it says. So we're kind of in the range. 40% is kind of like the best. So I'm gonna leave this sucker going, and I'm gonna just chill in here and watch some TV and stuff, just to try it out, try things out, because I'm due to do another stay over here, guys, because I'm trying to get all the kinks out of my off-grid tiny house solar setup. When I slept over here the other night, a lot of shit went down, so I was watching TV over here, and all of a sudden my speakers were like, F you, and shut off. So I'm like, what's going on? So I come over here to the battery, we're sitting at 10 volts, and I'm like, what? So there's all kinds of crazy going on, I'll tell you that. But what I did find was that USB cable that was tied into the system that looked like it was shorting. And something was shorting because it was draining my 200 amp hour batteries down fairly quickly, because normally with one of my 100 amp hours I can run 24/7. I have two now, so we're up to 200 amp hours, so I should have double the capacity, 48 hours to 72. And nope, I think the short was really pooching the setup, so it wasn't too good. So yeah, hopefully that's covered, and when I stay over again I will know for sure, because I'll be monitoring everything as I'm here. Now I wanted to show you guys something. A lot of people put a plate on to cook food and stuff. You can do that, or you can just do that. I'm gonna say a good 90% of that pot is in contact with the stove. So that means I can boil water on this thing. Kind of important for when cooking food or treating water. Pretty sweet. And you know, I can set multiple things up. Pot here, put a pot of water on, make some humidity for the winter time. Holds humidity, guys, in the winter time is excellent, because humid air that's hot, well, humid air period holds heat longer. So that's the trick that everybody does, is they throw a big stock pot full of water on top of their stove, and that adds the humidity as it boils off in the air and keeps it nice and cozy in here. It doesn't dry out the place too badly. So we'll see what happens. So far this thing is kicking total ass, and I highly suggest you guys get it, especially if you're up here in Canada world and you got a little cabin or a tiny house or something. Go for the barrel stove. Now, barrel stoves are fairly cheap to build, so you get the kit online. Just type in barrel stove kit. You can practically get the barrels for free. The only thing is, the rest of the project, if you do not have stovepipe already available and installed on in your location, then you're going to spend a whole ton of money just on that pipe. But once you spend that money on that pipe, it'll pretty much last forever if you know what you're doing with a wood stove. Somebody's out there working. Anyways, so what else? Oh yeah, two days ago, my aunt passed away, unfortunately. She's been battling health issues for a while. She had a pacemaker put in, and she also had lung issues. And when her husband died, my uncle, it just her world ended then, and she was just kind of coasting along. So that was my a while ago. My cousin got really sick, and he turned yellow, and his eyes turned yellow, and he was in very serious condition and almost died. And we kind of, we stepped up our game. We took care of both of them, and we continued to try to take care of them. And then the COVID happened, and they were kind of locked indoors. And but my other aunt luckily was there to help out and deliver groceries and stuff. because I know my dad and my parents didn't want me going out at all because that would put them at risk, which makes total sense. But she made it well past the years the docs gave her, just over 5 years. She made it, and her condition was about for 5 years, and that's it. So, so my cousin, I talked to him. I don't want to bug him too much or anything like that because that's, whoa, I can't even imagine if something happened to my parents. I'll tell you that, guys. I will be, that'll be most brutal day in my life if that ever happens. And it will eventually, but man. So, and he's already lost his dad early on when he was younger. And it's really rough. It's really rough on a lot of people. It's not good. So we're getting up there pretty damn quick on temperatures, guys. So basically, hopefully she's in a better place and not struggling. Doesn't have to struggle with her health anymore. So that's a good thing. And I'll try to look out for my cousin there as long as he wants me to. Like I called him and, you know, condolences and everything, and I said, well, if you need anything, let me know. If you want me to go help you get groceries or whatever, we can do that, or something around the house you want me to help fix or look at. So that's what we're dealing with, guys. And because of the COVID, no funeral. She was actually cremated yesterday, just a day after she passed. No viewings, no funeral. And they don't, as far as I know, nobody knows what's going to be the procedure with remains and stuff like that. So, but like we talked to my cousin and the other family and said we're going to do a get together or something later on when things get maybe normal. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's what we're dealing with right now, guys. So, yeah. So, that's it for now.